Hello friends and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is part of the playlist called Linux Tutorial, and here we'll be learning about the Linux wildcard characters. So wildcard characters are special symbols or characters mainly used by the shell. This is the user interface in Linux to match file names and paths. So we can use this to minimize typing, but most importantly, it lets us execute a command on multiple objects. So let me just go to the home directory. First, let me use the ls command, which we have learned in the previous video, so that you can just be refreshed on what it is and what it does. So ls-l, of course, the option L means long, which gives you a detailed listing of directories and or files, okay, in the current location. So we only see a few directories and files in here, a total of 4. Now let's add the A option to the mix, okay? So ls-la, A meaning all, which means also include in the listing the hidden files, if any. Okay, so we can see that there's a big difference between the previous execution and this one, just with the simple addition of the A option to the command, to the list command. And that is better because we sometimes really are interested in the hidden files. Okay, now let me show you how to use the first wildcard character. So the first scenario we'll be looking at is this. We'll be using the question mark, which is a wildcard character in Linux, which matches exactly one character or just one character. It is very positional. Okay. So that means to use this, you must place it in the exact position of the character that you did not specify. I'll show you what it means. Consider this file, ls-l dot sudo as admin successful. So it is a hidden file. We know that because the file name starts with a dot. Now, if you execute this list long, you can see the file, of course, because we have specified the complete file name of the file. Okay. Um, let's just say you wanted to list this file, but you don't remember its last character. Let's just pretend it's like that. You want to list this file at this location, but you don't remember its last character. Okay, so it's just an opportunity for you to use the wildcard character, which is the question mark. Okay, so what you're gonna do is this list. Okay, I'll just copy it. So what I did is it is almost the same as the previous command, except that we're pretending we forgot the last character of the file name, the L. So in place of that, I have used a question mark, which is the wildcard character used for single characters. Okay, so you can see it works with the introduction of the question mark, which can only represent a single character and very positional in that. It's able to execute something equivalent to the previous command. Okay, so that's the wildcard character, which is a question mark, which is only used for a single character. Now let's learn the more important and more commonly used wildcard character, the asterisk, which is also used in DOS. So it matches 0 or more characters. And we will see in subsequent examples what it means by 0 followed by 0 or more. So besides knowing that it's the more commonly used one, it's actually very useful to you. Use this asterisk as a wildcard character in multiple Linux commands. Because just because of the fact that you can use it for even for 0 or more matches. I mean characters following a certain. So you will see in the examples I'll be giving you. Okay. First is this. Let me just clear. let's just say I want to list all hidden files that begin, sorry, that begin with the letter B. Typo there. Okay. So, okay. So I'm going to use this again, the list command. Again, list and then hyphen L. L is long, detail listing. The A means all, it means all, but it is used for also displaying hidden files. Okay. But take a good look at the parameter or the pattern I am specifying in this command, the .ba, which means I want to list long all hidden files that begin, of course, with a dot and followed by a B and followed by anything else. Okay, dot B asterisk. It begins with a dot because it's a hidden file. It's followed by a B and it could be followed by 0 or more characters. Okay. So it gave me exactly what I needed. It is showing me hidden files, which are files with a file name that begin with a dot, and they also begin with a B, a lowercase b, because Linux is case sensitive. And then the B is followed by anything. Could be any number of characters, including nothing, meaning it could be just dot B. That's still okay. Now the pattern I used is, of course, dot B asterisk, okay? Let's go to another example so you can be more flexible with this wildcard character. So here we will list all files with a .txt extension. Firstly, I will cd to the location, though it's not really a must, okay? So cd exer. So I will list all files with a txt extension, okay? So list long txt, okay? List long, you already know that. And then here is your wildcard character, which can represent 0 or more characters positionally. And then the file I'm looking at, I want to list, must have an extension of txt. Okay, so it gives me 3 files, and all of them, of course, are matching this pattern I've specified here. Any number of characters followed by a .txt. That's it. So .txt here, .txt here, and then .txt here. Okay, that's your wildcard character. Next, let's list all text files that start with the uppercase F. So here's my next scenario. List all txt files, never mind, the txt should have been lowercase, that start with the uppercase F. Okay, here's your command. List long uppercase F followed by an asterisk, which is a wildcard character, and then .txt. Okay, so what I mean again is I want to list all objects, files, I mean, that begin with the uppercase F followed by 0 or more characters, and then followed by .txt. And it picks up 2 files. One is simply called f.txt, and the other is file underscore 1.txt. Now, have a good look at this interesting output over here, which gives you something that's has already been mentioned at the very beginning of this lesson, which is that the asterisk wildcard character can be used to match 0 or more characters. The keyword here is 0. So here is the golden example. Why? Because if you look at the pattern I use in my list, it is f asterisk.txt, and it picked up this file, which is actually f followed by nothing. So what I mean by nothing is between the uppercase F and the .txt, there was no other character, and this is the example here. So again, take note of that this is how the wildcard character, the asterisk, works. Can be used to match even 0 or more characters. Pattern I mean, matching the pattern. Okay. Now let's take our another example. Okay. So we shall list all files that start with the uppercase F. So slightly different from what we did in the previous example. The previous one, we were more concerned with TXT files. So here's your list long, and then the pattern I'm looking for is uppercase F followed by an asterisk. Again, the asterisk may mean 0 or more characters. So with this, it gives me 3 files, all of them beginning with an uppercase F, here, here, and followed by 0 or more characters. Okay, in this case, it's this FCSV, you have an FTXT, and then etc. Okay. Do note that you can also use the wildcard character in many other commands. Let's try using it in the or on the cd command, which we have discussed in a previous video. Sorry. Okay, so cd enter means I'm gonna go to the home directory. Okay. If I do an ls now list minus l or hyphen l, it gives me only a few files in a directory called xer. We're interested in this one because I want to have you look at an example where I'll be using the cd command or change directory at the same time using a wildcard character on it. Okay, so I want to cd to this folder or directory without actually typing the whole name, but using a wildcard character. So if I want to cd to this, I am now in home directory. I want to go to this directory. I can do a cd and use a wildcard. Example, E asterisk means I want to change directory to this one wherein the folder name begins with a lowercase e and can be followed by 0 or more characters. So you can see it goes there. And if you want to verify, you can do a pwd. We are there in the xer directory. Okay, so let me just go to the home and show you again what we have in the home. So now I'm gonna use another example of the CD and the wildcard, this time on the snap folder or directory, okay? So instead of doing a CD snap, I'm gonna use a wildcard. In this case, I'll be placing the wildcard in different manner. So instead of beginning with, I'm saying ending with. So I want a CD to a folder which ends with a lowercase p. And it works. If you do a pwd, we're there in the snap folder. Okay, so there are a couple of other ways of using wildcard in Linux, mainly those, especially those that are what's called regular expressions, but we'll be delving into that on some other video, not now. You need to get a grasp, a good footing on this topic on how to use, because after all, the more and the most frequently used wildcard character actually in Linux is the asterisk after all. Okay, so here you've learned about at least 2 wildcard characters. It's the question mark, which is used for single characters, for a single character, and the asterisk, which is used for 0 or more characters. Okay, thank you for watching and listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Click the bell. I'll be seeing you in the next video.